By all accounts, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer had a pretty good party conference. But could his time served campaigning for Jeremy Corbyn to be Prime Minister be his undoing? Here he is struggling to answer a question from Sky News' Beth Rigby.
Did you mean it when you said Jeremy Corbyn should be Prime Minister?
Look, every Labour Party member and activist always wants a Labour government, but I'm not going to shy away from the fact that we lost our way in recent years, which is
Jeremy
why
Corbyn to be Prime Minister?
We lost our way, which is why I was utterly...
I'm joined now by the Sun's political correspondent, Jack Elsom. Welcome, Jack. Well, you know, there he was, a classic politician, asked a difficult question, didn't answer it. Did you want Jeremy Corbyn to be Prime Minister? He would not answer. Now, if the Tories keep up this line of attack, I think that could slightly derail him, to say the least, don't you think?
Well, hi, Kevin. Well, yes, and the answer to the question, did Keir Starmer want Jeremy Corbyn to be Prime Minister, was an emphatic yes. And it was an emphatic yes in two general elections, in 2017 and in 2019. And you can bet your life on the fact that going into the election, the Conservatives are going to make hay of the fact that twice Keir Starmer wanted Jeremy Corbyn, who, by all accounts, turned out to be a disaster, into number 10. Now, obviously, the conference last week saw most of the attention focused on what was happening in the appalling situation in Israel. And actually, it wasn't completely unhelpful for Keir Starmer because it allowed him, in no uncertain terms, to be unequivocally supportive of Israel. They had a moment's silence in the main conference centre. Keir Starmer multiple times said that he has banished the sort of Corbyn era of a party riddled by anti-Semitism to the past. And so I think that the events of the past few days, while Keir Starmer might be squirming when asked what he did at the time, I think now he is really trying to show to the public that actually he is not the same as Jeremy Corbyn, despite the fact that obviously he served on his front bench for quite a considerable period of time.
Well, why doesn't he do the obvious? He's clearly thrown Jeremy Corbyn out of the parliamentary Labour Party, but Corbyn remains a member of the Labour Party. Now, the reason that he was chucked out of the parliamentary party is because he suggested that the anti-Semitism slur against the Labour Party was just that. It was politically motivated and exaggerated. That was a crock of nonsense, and he was required to apologise, and to this day he refuses to do it. Cause for Starmer, to his credit, to throw him out of the parliamentary Labour Party. Well, he still hasn't apologised for that. And if Starmer really wants to separate himself from the scourge of the Corbyn era that he was a part of, is it not time for Keir to get tough and say, Jeremy, you're out of here. You're out of the Labour Party altogether? That would be a good move on Starmer's part, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, completely. And I believe that if Keir Starmer had that gift within his sole power, he would probably do it. I think that there's a process to expel someone from a member of the party. I think it's actually a legal process, has to go through the NEC. And I think there is some sort of legal aspect to it as well. Obviously, he's kicked him out of the parliamentary party. And he has sort of said in no uncertain terms that he will not be standing as a candidate at the next general election. And I think that actually Keir Starmer, although you saw in that interview the fact he was squirming about his time serving under Jeremy Corbyn, has been pretty strident in distancing himself from him, slamming Jeremy Corbyn, criticising him in the strongest possible terms since he's become leader. And I think that he's really desperate now to try and blunt those attacks, which the Tories are almost certainly going to level on him heading into the election. It's a really difficult one, though, like you said, because how can he neutralise these Tory attacks about his tacit support for Jeremy Corbyn when he served on his front bench for such a long period of time? And it sort of plays into this whole narrative, which the Conservatives are whipping up quite effectively, that Keir Starmer's principles are somewhat tangible. You know, you saw it with Brexit, you saw it with free movement of people, promises which he made in the 2019 leadership campaign, which he's now ditched. And one of those things was obviously his support for Jeremy Corbyn.
Indeed. The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is over there in Sweden talking to other world leaders about the response to the awful situation in Israel. What do we expect to come out of that, Jack? I mean, is Sunak talking about I think he's going to send the Navy to the Eastern Mediterranean. What exactly is Sunak offering Israel in its hour of need?
So this was a long-standing meeting planned in Sweden with the Joint Expeditionary Force, sort of a meeting with like-minded security allies, and it couldn't have come at a better time because obviously the situation unfolding in Israel is shocking and very, very alarming. Obviously, like you said, we've sent two ships to the Mediterranean, some aircraft as well. I think that obviously at the moment this is a symbolic show of solidarity with the Israelis, who are an incredibly close ally. It's also a potential warning shot showing that Britain is going to stand with Israel no matter what. And as we heard with the defence ministers just now, there is a lot of other states who potentially could get involved, the likes of Iran, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Syria. And I think that Rishi Sunak and lots of the West are trying to make clear in the strongest possible terms: do not get involved in this. This is not something you want to push, and we're standing with Israel no matter what.
Jack Elsom, political correspondent from The Sun, thank you so much for your time. Good to talk to you.